After 1 year experiencing life in Vietnam, I can be honest with you that I would not be hanging out with myself because I was bad. You know, from all the stress and this and that, I'm always about drinking. And I knew in the back of my head, with only my VA disability rating, I could live here comfortably just on that money. But then it was like, what if this, what if that, all this what ifs questions. So then I'm like, one day I booked a one-way ticket and I just left.
What's up, Andy? Evan.
Hey, how are you, Evan?
Welcome to Cost Living Abroad. Today our guest is Andy from Operation Da Nang, who runs a program helping American Army vets who come here to Da Nang, Vietnam. Let's just jump right into what made you leave the United States? What's the connection that brought you here to Da Nang, to Vietnam?
So, like Evan says, I'm Andy. I'm glad to be here. I was born here in Vietnam, Saigon. Left when I was young. I moved to the States, and then 9/11 happened. I joined the military, the Air Force. Did that for a while, 12 years. After I left the Air Force, I moved to California, went through the VA process to get, obtain disability. But living in California is hard, it's rough. On 70%, that translates out to about $1,700 a month. In California, that's rough. But I mean, I was working, but that was, I get that monthly, so it's like a compensate on top of what my earning is, but it's still tough.
After your service, appreciate that, by the way, your pension was $1,700. And where were you living in California? Like SoCal? Northern California. Oh, I know. Yeah. I lived in San Francisco for a little bit when I was traveling when I was younger.
Right there, San Francisco.
In San Francisco? Oh, no way. So I was at I worked for a guy who owned 2 hostels and a hotel right at Taylor and Post. Right downtown.
I'm on the other side of San Francisco. I'm Emeryville area.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I know that way. I was 17 when 9/11 happened, still in high school. You must have been about college age. Inspired you, understandably.
Yeah.
And you end up living in Emeryville in you're sort of your 30s, mid-30s?
I moved to California right when I got out of the military, 2009.
Right after the crash.
Yeah. I came out, I working for I worked for the VA actually, the Department of Veterans Affairs for a while, but then I saw the bureaucracy and all the things that's going on the inside. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I was seeing. So I spoke up, and I sort of got reprimanded for it.
Okay.
So then I left. And then, I went out, did odd jobs, landscape, construction, this and that. And after a while, I got tired. So I looked into moving to Vietnam. I slept on it for a year before I moved here. Looking back, I wish I had done it sooner.
You wish you pulled the trigger sooner?
Yeah.
When did you leave California?
August 15 of last year.
Oh, so recently? You just came a year ago. Okay, yeah. So I didn't know. For all I knew, you've been living here 5-10 years.
No.
Okay, so you didn't come till 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So post-COVID, post-cost of living crisis, everything. Okay. What was it costing you? When you left last year, how much was, your housing, your food, your transport, the car, all those costs,
Housing was about $3,000 a month. Car payment was $700. Car insurance was $300. Phone bill was $125.
Yeah.
So all that, somewhere on the up of $5K a month.
Yeah, $5K a month. Just living, right?
Just living.
Straight living, yeah. Nothing special, just normal.
Nothing goes into saving. A little bit, that's it. But barely.
That's one of the things I talk about on my channel a lot. And one of the ways Vietnam really changed my life is that I wasn't earning more. In fact, I was earning less teaching here than I was at home or than I would in China or Saudi Arabia or somewhere like that. But it's all about your savings rate, right? Whereas here I could live comfortably off whatever, 20%, 30% of what I was earning, have a 70% savings rate.
Yeah.
That's impossible at home. In a lot of places like San Francisco, Toronto, honestly, it almost doesn't matter how much money you make, because as your earnings go up, you're just going to want to improve your quality of life. Your savings rate is going to stay low. Before you come over, did you start researching it? Did you have old family connections in Vietnam? What was have you been before?
I've been before. So when I was in the service, my career field sent me here to Vietnam, but it was a week here, a week there. I wasn't here long term. so I didn't know much about this country. And I did do some research, but I knew in the back of my head, with only my VA disability rating at the 70%, I could live here comfortably just
Right.
on that money. But then it was like, what if this, what if that, all this what ifs questions. So then I'm like, one day I book a one-way ticket and I just left.
So you arrive in summer 2024, about that?
August last year.
August
Yeah.
last year. Wow, damn! Congratulations. So this really is like, what's it like after a year in Vietnam for you? That's
yeah.
cool. Your first impressions. You've been here a few times before, but never on a long-term or living basis. You were born in Saigon, a little less than 50 years ago.
Yeah.
What's Da Nang like when you arrive in Da Nang in 2024? What's it like? What's your impression?
So in August, I arrived in Saigon, Ho
You
Chi
are-
Minh City
okay,
now.
Yeah.
I lived there for 4 months, up until I met Tom. You met him, Tom and Mark, and he came out to Da Nang. He said, "Andy, come out here and visit me for a week." So like I came out, and I never left.
Okay, so you get from, obviously I lived in Saigon for 5 years. I know it well. My wife is Saigonese. My whole family, like my in-law family, they're all there. You land in Saigon. Which part of Ho Chi Minh City are you living in? What's your budget like relative to the 5K you're spending for your basic needs at home in California? What's it cost you when you land in Ho Chi Minh? How do you sort of?
I landed in D3, District 3.
Oh, nice.
And I do have family member there, so I didn't have any housing costs. But as far as going out money, food and stuff, I can tell you, if a bowl of pho here costs you 30, it's probably 60, 70 in Saigon.
Yeah, like Da Nang to Saigon. Yeah. So 60 or 70 is like $2, almost $3 US.
Yeah.
And you're saying in Da Nang the equivalent is like $1.25 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that charts with me. I think it's about. We'd been here often, so my wife and I have been coming here since we first met, so pretty consistently since 2019, just for trips and vacations. But
Yeah.
we ran all the numbers, and we thought that compared to where we were living in District 7, which is relatively
Yeah.
expensive part of Ho Chi Minh, but it's also where we met and where we were both working.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to be if we're going to be in that city.
Yeah.
We thought it would be about 60% here, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cost of living in Da Nang, just like item for item, exact same things. 3-bedroom house there, 3-bedroom house here. Coffee in the morning, cappuccino, whatever. Like just the exact same cost would drop out 40%. And I think it's definitely been 30% cheaper,
Yeah.
maybe 35% cheaper. Because there's some other stuff that's actually a little bit more expensive here.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to get imported goods,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
After moving to Da Nang and then actually spending money for housing, living, I pay $300 a month for rent here. And that includes water and electricity and Wi-Fi. I don't have a car payment anymore. Health insurance is cheap. But moving here, that's when I realized after I came here, this is what the idea that I came up with. I'm like, okay, I can do this here. And all my brothers and sisters back home that have served and going through the VA, dealing with all the, battling with the VA to get their benefits. And then they're not even living. They're not even free. They're struggling to pay their bills. They resort to drugs and alcohol. So then that's why this came about.
You found purpose through Operation Da Nang. I can't imagine, like if I had $1,700 a month pension, which would be a little over $50, $55 a day, I would probably, and I've done this before, I'd probably work in a restaurant at night, trying to get cash tips, unreported tax. And then I'd also probably be like riding a bike, doing like bicycle deliveries or Grab deliveries or something.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a way to judge anyone who's
Right.
doing those things. I just mean,
Agree.
I know I wouldn't be able to live off $1,700 bucks a month. So I know that what I would end up doing is, on top of that, I would need some sort of gig work, some sort of side hustle thing. Whereas, like you say, I mean, you got a cushion here at $1,700 a month.
Yeah, I can honestly say I can put away $700 out of that $1,700 and live just on a 1K.
$1,000 a month.
Right here.
Walk me through your day. Like, tell me about what your apartment, your place that you get for $300 a month looks like, And then, I mean, I know where you go for coffee every morning, but like they don't, right? So like walk me through like a day in the life of and how much the things you're spending cost, sort of, you know?
So my day goes, you know, where I live is, I have a separate kitchen, 1 bedroom, full bath, full kitchen. I can cook. It comes fully furnished. And every morning I wake up at 7:15, 7, meet up with the boys 7:15 at coffee. That's 20K. I just do simple
80 cents.
black coffee. Yeah. And then after that, we sit around and argues about where to go for breakfast, where to go for lunch, what are we gonna do? Life is just rough. Life is rough. But then, through all that, I found purpose. I found I wanted to, bring awareness to my brothers and sisters, and not just them, just to anybody. That, the box that you're living in and you're struggling in, there is, life outside of the box.
Tell me about that. So I talk a lot about that it's really important if you're going to move abroad, whether it's to Vietnam or somewhere else, whatever, you go to, doesn't matter, Philippines, you go to Bangkok, you go to Mexico.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at the bar at 9 a.m. with a beer 5 days a week, you're fucked. That's it. There's no point in being there. If you're going to bring those bad habits with you, so you got to find purpose. Describe to me where Operation Da Nang came from and, sort of how it gave you purpose, how it came to be.
So Operation Da Nang came about, like I said, when I moved here to Da Nang. Initially, I started out in Ho Chi Minh City. Before coming here, back home, I was a heavy drinker. And I believe it was a bandage to the stress and of work and bills and this and that. When I came to Ho Chi Minh City, same way. I was out there drinking, partying every night, and that $1,700 a month, not going very far in Ho Chi Minh City. And then after a while, I got tired. I got bored of Ho Chi Minh City, so I came out here. I like the beach, I like nature, I like the waterfalls, and I like to go on hikes. Coming here, I don't even keep alcohol in my fridge anymore. I have no alcohol at home. I've never smoked before. But now, my kind of, getting drunk, my kind of high is get on a scooter, go up the Hai Van Pass, go to the beach, go to Hoi An, go to a waterfall. Instead of drinking, I do that.
How does Operation Da Nang work? Like, what's like logically, like, if, when you...
What I do, I don't charge people anything. I don't like taking money from people that have gone through the system and try to struggle, battle through the system to get where they are. I leave it up to them if they want to, bring me a hat, bring me a hoodie, whatever. I don't charge people anything. I tell a lot of the people that have contacted me are the information and the resource. It's all out there on Google. They're just not. They still want to look. So if I'll do the looking, I'll do all the legwork. If you need help, just come to me.
So like, what's the, so let's walk through the scenario. Like someone comes to you, you're helping them out. What's with the process? What are the things you do for people? What are the services?
Initially, I give them a form, like a survey to fill out. I need to know what their VA percentage is, so I know sort of like their budget. And then I ask them, what's your preference? You want to live near the beach? You want to be, far away from whatever? Then I'm able to, okay, with that amount of money coming in monthly, you can live here, and if you have, if you need to be seen by the VA, every so often, the closest VA is in the Philippines, and since you have to do your visa run every 3 months anyway, you can schedule your VA visit coincide with that. Other than that, I mean, once they show up here, they're on their own.
Okay. So you're basically just helping people with that process of like when they hit the ground, get the ground to feet, settling into an abode, figuring out housing, their banking, their income, that kind of stuff.
I leave it all up to them. I don't touch their finance. Just tell me, how much is your budget, your time about when you're going to come here. I will tell you, this is how you apply for visa, and the rest is up to them.